Covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Joe Ellison.
And I'm Tiffany Lee. A federal appeals court is giving the former Crawford County deputy more time to challenge his sentence.
Levi White received a 63-month sentence for a crime his attorneys filed for and were granted an extension on Monday. They're asking for more time to file paperwork and now have until February 6th. According to prison records, White is at a federal correctional institution.
He pleaded guilty to 1 count of deprivation of rights under color of law in connection with the violent arrest of Randall Worcester at a gas station in Mulberry in August of 2022. Videos captured of the incident led to national attention. Another former deputy seen in the video, Zachary King, was also sentenced to more than 5 years in prison. No charges were filed against a 3rd officer with the Mulberry Police Department.
Our weather team is predicting some cold days ahead, and emergency managers say they're concerned about the need for warming shelters in Crawford County. The director of emergency management says in her time, there's always been a struggle to find warming shelters.
But she says that became even more apparent last year when they got several calls about a couple living in a tent.
They ended up taking that couple back over to Fort Smith and brought them back after the snow went away. So it's, we have to learn to take care of our own in our own county, in our own communities.
Well, Robbins is asking cities and nonprofits within Crawford County to step up during this time of need.
Well, we know that winter weather can make the roads tough to navigate.
But you can get your car ready now before a big storm arrives. One mechanic says there's a few things that are easy to check that can save you a big headache come winter time.
Make sure you got proper antifreeze, proper oil levels, and also check those tires because those tires will deflate in this cold weather.
He says that winter can also be the ideal time to replace your car battery, and changing out your windshield wipers is a good idea this time of year because the frigid weather can really take a toll on them.
All right, let's check in with Zach. He has a look at our weather as these temperatures tend to get a bit colder. Hey, Zach.
Hey, ladies, and again, a part of the story is that we could see some winter weather in terms of precipitation on Sunday. Not everyone's going to see that, but everyone will get the cold blast as we go into Sunday, especially by Sunday night, and then next week looks really cold. And again, especially the first big cold blast of the season, they're always important to make sure people are prepared, right? And make sure everyone has the ways of getting warm that they need to have. But that first big cold blast is always one that we really try to prepare people like, hey, some life-threatening cold is coming for those that don't have the proper means of, again, being able to stay warm. All right, we'll get to that in just a second. Let's look at your forecast for today. We'll call it a mostly sunny southern half of 5 country, more partly cloudy with sunshine mixing in our northern zones. 40s to the north, 50s to the south, the light north breeze, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Future track radar going into Saturday. Clouds increase, moisture increases. We're looking at the chance for some patchy drizzle, mainly in eastern Oklahoma for a good portion of Saturday. It has a little bit better chance. But by the afternoon and evening, we can't rule out some patchy drizzle and sprinkles in parts of western, northwestern Arkansas. Scattered showers become more likely as we go overnight into Sunday morning. A few rumbles of thunder will be possible. And then as we go late morning into the early afternoon, we'll eventually start to taper off some of the rain. A little drier air comes in, but there's moisture wrapping around the backside of the low, cold air wrapping in very fast. And we're going to look for the chance for a band of some light to maybe even moderate snow to move across parts of northwest Arkansas. Overall, have that best chance. Again, this forecast will change, but right now, the possibility of at least a dusting across most of northwest Arkansas, that seems plausible and a little bit more likely. Beyond that, up to a ½ inch, maybe up to an inch in a few spots. That's where the forecast starts to stop. Again, I think that we could see a dusting. Up to a ½ inch is the greatest chance, and then some areas up to an inch will be possible there too. Again, on the backside, the cold really comes in. We're going to have several cold mornings. Monday morning will be in the teens. Northwest Arkansas wind chills could be down around 0. Multiple mornings in a row where we're dealing with that dangerously cold air. And then even in the River Valley, multiple mornings where we could be down into the teens. Guys, again, parts of Northwest Arkansas may go below freezing Sunday and stay that way for 2 or 3 days. So we'll have to watch that.
All right, thanks for that, Zach. Well, after the deadly truck attack in New Orleans, which happened on Wednesday morning, we're now looking at how local law enforcement handle large crowd events.
5 News reporter Lauren Spencer spoke to police who say it's more than just putting up barriers.
The goal is to make Fayetteville the hardest target that we can to protect our community.
Sergeant Stephen Mock with the Fayetteville Police Department says the tragedy in New Orleans puts safety on their radar even more.
We see these type of events unfold, tragic as they are. We definitely want to capitalize on that experience, can basically improve our approach.
The Fayetteville Square and Dixon Street are some of the most popular event spaces in the city, so police have ways of adding a protective layer.
They're very handy.
One way is with Meridian portable vehicle barriers. They use these to block streets or sidewalks.
Now they're designed in a way that if they're struck by a vehicle, they'll either rock back and bring a vehicle off its front end, which will help stop it, or they'll also wrap around the vehicle if the vehicle's going at speed.
A new addition to enhance safety on the square is a permanent bollard system. They've only been there for a few months.
That will prevent vehicular traffic into the square. And so they pop in and out of the grounds.
In Fort Smith, Police Chief Danny Baker says the largest events he sees in town usually take place on Garrison Avenue.
We also use like dump trucks and heavy equipment to pull across fire trucks. We've used fire trucks to pull across the highway to actually provide that physical barrier. We try to be very proactive about knowing who is doing what in our community and who might be a threat.
Chief Baker says he feels the city has taken a lot of proactive steps to avoid disaster. He adds New Orleans is a learning opportunity.
We're always going to use an event like that as an opportunity to self-assess and see where we can improve.
Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather where you live. Catch up with us again tomorrow right here for more.
Have a good day.